Hi everybody, how are you tonight? Um, I'm sitting down to do some homework help, and I just wanted to make sure that Muhammad realized that I have zoomed in, so hopefully it's a little bit better this time than it was before. So here's problem number 15, the front of your homework. And as we look at this problem, notice that we're talking about a baseball player swinging a bat at a ball that crosses a plate 3 feet above the ground. So the ball is 3 feet above the ground. And they want it to clear the center field wall, which is 10 feet high. Now, my question to you is, that horizontal line meets the wall at a right angle, correct? Now the problem is the ball is 3 feet above the ground, so I'm not looking here, I've got to look right here. And so what's the distance from the top of the wall to where the ball is? It's 10 minus 3, or 7. So that's the little trick there on finding that. And now we just go through and we label our H, our O, and an RA. By the way, what is this angle? Is this an angle where we're going up? Yes. So this is an angle of elevation. I just want to make sure everybody sees that that's an angle of elevation. Also says here. Okay? So what function am I going to use? Well, I don't know. Let me label my triangle H, O, and A. Here's my right angle. Across from that is my hypotenuse. The O and the A. Touch your vertex. What two lines am I touching? This one and this one. So that means this is A. And that line I wasn't touching is way over here. Way over here. This is my O. Where don't I know anything? Well, the H, I don't have any idea how long that is, nor do I care. Okay? So, this isn't 70, this is 7, and that's the O. Which of my functions uses an A and an O? And so I might write here SOHCAHTOA. Where do I have an O and an A? Well, you all agree with me that that's going to be my tangent. And what always goes next to the function? The angle. In this case, X is my angle. The opposite is 7, and the adjacent is 380 feet. Well, when X is my angle, we have to use that second key. Remember, we talked about jokingly about divorce here. So we've got to divorce the two. So on my calculator, and I'm hoping that I can get this to show up for you. Okay? Let me turn my light down just a little bit and see if that's any better. Nope, too dark. Sorry, gonna have a little bit of glare there. So we're gonna put in here the tangent. Maybe if I move it down a little bit. We got to get that second key. Second key, tangent, 7 divided by 380. Close it and hit enter. Notice I have 1.0553. Now it wants us to give our answer in a whole number. So we know X is equal to 1.0553. Whole number would be this. So I look just to the right. That's a 0. So it's not going to add anything. So we know X is 1 degree. That's a pretty small angle to get it over that fence. That's still a long way to hit the ball, though. I don't know that I could hit it that far. All right, so let's look down here at our other problems. Move a few things kind of back just a little bit so I can get it in here. All right, so in 16, once again, notice this is an isosceles triangle. So I know that if this is a right, I know that these two guys are going to be congruent as well. But let's focus first of all on one of our triangles. I'm going to focus right here on this one. I'm trying to use a different color. I hope it shows up for you. Okay? So I know that in that triangle, here's a right angle. So this is my H. Here's my angle. Where's my O and my A? Well, if I touch the vertex, those two blue lines I'm touching, one's the H, one's the A. So this is H, so that means this has to be A. And then O is this side. I don't know anything about H, so I know that the tangent, KSO, I want TOA, the tangent of 70 equals the O over the A. Now when we cross multiply, or we switch actually is what we do here, right? When we switch this, I know that x equals 221 over the tangent of 70. So what does that equal? And they want us to round this to the nearest tenth. My marker is not working very well, is it? The nearest tenth. So in our calculator, you know this might make my screen go crazy, 221 divided by the tangent of 70. And that equals 80.43. But I want to round it to the tenth. So look just to the 4, look just to the right. Is 3 a 5 or more? No. So x is 80.4. Okay? We aren't quite done yet though, because I know that is only x. They also want to know what is y. Well, if these two guys are congruent, it means both of them are 80.4. So x plus x, or 2 times x, we know x is 80.4, and all this is equal to y. 2 times 80.4 equals y. And that means that y equals 80 times 4. 80.4 times 2 is 160.8. I can't believe I had to do it on a calculator. Sometimes I feel a little ridiculous when I do that. So there are my two answers. Okay, does that make sense, everybody? All right, let's look at number 17. Actually, I'm not going to do the whole problem for you here. All I'm going to do is show you how to set it up. So in this problem, here's one triangle. Once again, I have an isosceles triangle, which means these guys are congruent. So if that's x, this is x. So 2x equals 120. What is that going to be? Well, if we cut it in half, then each of these are going to be 60, correct? Also in isosceles triangles, this is 42 degrees, this is 42 degrees. So it doesn't matter which of these two triangles you work with, they're the same. We want to find y now, though. This one right here. So I'm just going to focus on the triangle I colored green, but you could focus on the other one if that's what you had chosen to do. So I know that here's my angle, H, A, O. I don't know anything about the H. I do know I have an angle of 42 degrees, and I have an O and an A. So that's going to be a tangent function. The tangent of 42 degrees is going to equal the opposite over the adjacent. So in this case, we do cross multiply. Y is going to equal the tangent of 42 degrees times 60. And we do that, we know y is equal to 154. Oh wait, I told you you were going to do this yourself. I won't even give you the decimals, because remember you got to get it to the 10th. But at that point, you should be able to work that out, okay? Now let's look here at this next problem. In this next problem, I have two triangles. Let's focus on one triangle at a time. Oh, I see 45 and 90. I know that this has to be 45 degrees too. Now, for those of you that know special right triangles, or even just recognize that I have base angles that are congruent, you would know then that these two sides are the same. Those of you that know special rights could tell me all three sides of that triangle, but in this case I know this is 82, this is 82, and this is 82 times the square root of 2. But we don't really care about that right now. I just wanted to kind of review that with you. So now let's look at this triangle over here. I know that side's 82. They want me to find this one, and I know this angle is 28. So let's label our H, our O, and our A. This is also a right angle, so across from that's my H. Touch your vertex. Now I'm touching the H and the A. That makes the Y the A, and that leaves this as O. Don't know anything about the H, nor do I have a variable there. But here I have O and A. So which of my functions uses O and A? The tangent of 28 equals the O over the A. And I'm going to let you solve that from there. Let's flip over. On the back, we have word problems, your very favorite. So in these word problems, we're just going to I'm only going to do two of these because I want you to think about them. And I'm not going to solve them all the way. I want you to have to really think about what does each of them say. And can you draw a picture? So a ladder leans against a wall. Well, in order to have a wall, I have to have a building, right? So here's my building. And you know me, I want to draw some pretty pictures. Okay? They say this ladder that's leaning here is 20 feet tall. And the base of this ladder, this piece, is 8 feet from the wall. Now here's a right angle. They are asking, what angle does it make with the ground? Well, how many of you could label your H, your O, and your A? There's my angle. So here's H, A, and O. I don't know anything about that. So I'm looking for A and H. So the cosine of x degrees equals A over H. X is your angle, so remember we want to get the -1. So you've got to use the second key to get that. 8 over 20. That's a super easy problem. Hopefully you guys can punch that in your calculator. In number 13, we have a wire. We have a lightning rod. So I'm going to make my lightning rod, and then I'm going to draw some lightning coming down. Okay, there's my lightning. And there's a wire attached to the top, and it goes to the ground. So right there's my right angle. Here's my ground. Okay. They tell me that this lightning rod is 120 meters. The wire is what they want me to find out. Right here, find the length of the wire. And they say the wire makes a 63-degree angle with the ground. There's my angle. Hypotenuse is across from the right angle. When I touch the vertex, I'm touching the hypotenuse and the adjacent. So this is the adjacent, and that is the opposite. I don't know anything about the adjacent,